Yeah.
With AG, you've got 5 interview requests. Just what it means to you, I guess, to be acknowledged in that way, and then are you planning on taking all 5 when that window of availability opens up for you?
It's awesome, quite an honor, but honestly, I haven't thought about it beyond anything that's going on this week. So just leave it at that for right now. I don't know.
One more, same thing, just hearing this, but just Dan will have his own coaching tree at some point. You know, you may be part of that at some point. What have you learned from him? The most important thing that you've learned from him about what makes a good head coach?
Ooh, that's a great one. Listen, he's the best leader I've been around. I think, regardless of whichever sport I've been a part of, it's really impressive what he's been able to do. Being true to himself, demanding. He's results driven, but yet his way of delivering a message and getting it across, what to say, how to say it at the right time. I mean, it's really unique and it's special. I think it's hard to replicate, to be honest with you. But more than anything, it's really just being comfortable in his own skin and trusting and empowering those around him. He's created an environment here as coordinators, as position coaches, as players, that we're very comfortable, and it helps us be the best that we can be at our jobs.
You've seen this unbelievable slate of defensive linemen this year through the season, whether it's Hunter or Crosby or Parsons. What is the key to preparing for an Aaron Donald, and how does that maybe differ from a guy like Parsons who moves all over that front 7?
Yeah, so this one is it's different because most of the guys we faced this year that were super dynamic, like Donald, were edge guys that would sometimes line up inside. And then this week, it's certainly he's at a 3 technique quite a bit. Third down, they'll move him around. But the combination of him with this rookie has been probably the best defensive tackle tandem we faced all year. So it's different. Feel good about the plan that we have going in right now. And listen, you try to minimize his opportunities to get one-on-ones, but it's hard. It's hard. I think he feasts almost every week by getting one-on-one matchups and beating the guy across from him. So we will be very much aware of where he is on the field and try to adjust accordingly.
How much, watching the tape, does Jordan Fuller need for their defense? I think he's generated 6 turnovers. I think he's second on tackles. Don't know if he'll be available or not, but when you have a safety that's that productive, a veteran guy, kind of the field general, just what does a guy like that mean to a defense?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but certainly he's had a lot of ball production that we're conscious of. He's in the post, or he's the high safety more often than not, and 43 is the one that comes down. So he does have great vision. He understands patterns and gets a jump on routes ahead of time. So we got to be if he is out there, I know he'll know what we've put on tape so far, and he'll be a step ahead of us.
Do you feel like your run game finished the season?
Say it again.
Just your run game. How do you feel like it finished the season?
Last game wasn't quite where we wanted it, and then the week before against Dallas was a little bit disappointing. For the second half of the season, really since the bye week, we've been trending the right direction. The last 2 games was not what we want. Last week we were mistargeted and not our communication was off too much, and so we're looking to fix that right now.
How do you want to fix that?
Game plan wise, maybe it's a little bit less complexity. All right, and then volume certainly plays a part in that. We feel like we have a good number going into each game, and we're just conscious if defense presents us with a lot of looks, maybe we need to scale back that number just a little bit. So as a coaching staff, that's what we're looking at. The guys up front, they're pros. They take a lot of pride in being right and being targeted correctly each and every time, and so it's really on us as a coaching staff just to get the right mix.
Sam this week or not, but you're getting Brock back. You saw during the stretch last year where you guys were 8-2 to finish year. I think you had 4 touchdowns during that stretch. Does anything change putting Brock and Mitch, thanks. Putting them in that spot as opposed to Laporte. Does anything change with the schemes offensively? Do you have trust that those 2 guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to do what those guys do best. Whoever we have out there. Laporta's got a little bit different skill set than the rest of those guys, and really, frankly, with the rest of the league, he's He's awesome. So yeah, if he can't go, then those other guys, they'll have to step up, and maybe we just ask them to do a little bit different jobs than what we've done with Sam. But it'll be great potentially getting Brock back here this week. He has been quietly over the last few years a key cog in what we do offensively.
Jones was
James Mitchell as well. What have you seen from his development in terms of what he can bring you?
Shoot, he's like all the rest of these young guys. It's every single game, the more reps he's getting better each and every week. So the arrow's pointing up with him, and it's just been a matter of getting him reps. He's had Sam and he's had Brock ahead of him, so it's been a little bit challenging early in the season.
Ernest Jones was a rookie, just kind of figuring it out when you guys played the Rams last. Looks just by the numbers that he's one of their more impactful players now. I think they even rested him for the finale. So what have you seen on film with what he brings to their front seven?
Hit me again. The name?
The middle linebacker Jones.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, those guys are playing really good ball. And so I think that's really the strength of their defense is between the backers and between the two defensive tackles. Those are the guys that jump off the tape the most. The defensive tackles wreak enough havoc to where those linebackers are playing sideline to sideline. They're really well coached. This is a really good scheme that Raheem's got going on with them. So they make everything look the same for the most part pre-snap. It's hard to get too many tells on them. And so you can tell the backers are really feasting on that system.
A lot has been made about the youth of your guys' team, but one area where you guys are really experienced is the offensive line and quarterback offensively. How much confidence does it give you going into these types of moments, big games, that is your most experienced group is offensive line and quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, Jared's played in big games throughout his career, and so he really doesn't bat an eye as we transition into the postseason now. And then the guys up front, they've played a ton of games, whether national championships in college or now the postseason in the NFL. But feel really good about having solidified that offensive line over the course of the season and getting those guys to where they feel gelled and on the same page with whatever we ask them to do.
You've been to the playoffs once in your coaching career.
That's right.
Yeah. So what does this opportunity mean, and how do you just make sure that not you but your unit, everyone sort of takes advantage of the opportunity? I guess.
Yeah, I think Coach made the comment earlier this week that it's important that we don't press, but we still are looking to be productive. So I think that's the biggest thing. It's just our next game on our schedule right now, and not to try to squeeze too tight to where it backfires on us. So I think the urgency and the intensity is right where it needs to be, but yet we still have the looseness about us right now, at least what I'm observing in practice and walk through in meetings, that we'll be able to play and have some fun.
I asked you last week about just the awareness of milestones in regard to the 1,000 opportunity with Gibbs and Montgomery, but just your decision, I guess, at the end of the game to get Josh his incentive bonus and why that was important to you as his coach.
Yeah, I mean, it was something we talked about early in the week. Truthfully, I thought it would be a little bit easier. I mean, St. Brown makes an incredible play, a 70-yard touchdown. I've never been more disappointed on a 70-yard touchdown in my life. I mean, I'm walking away, and I got half the team looking like, what's his problem? And I'm like, yeah, well, I was trying to get Josh the ball to, I was like, so we'd practiced the play all week with Josh on the outside and Saint on the inside, and then I'm thinking, oh, well, let's get him as a primary receiver to get us there, and then they give us a coverage that was a little bit different, and Jared did a heck of a job adjusting, and so no, it's awesome. It starts with the head coach. He knows how important that is for those guys. Particularly, I think he mentioned it after the game. Josh has flown under the radar all season long, and doesn't bat an eye. Is he the top target? No, but is he the 2? Is he the 3? And it really doesn't matter to him. He comes out, he plays hard. We know what we're going to get in the run game each and every day with him. And as much as I wish he had 1,000 yards, he got 600, and it's a great incentive for him. So I'm really happy for him. Yep, thank you.